Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
Hey, live from Salem, it's Friday night, and you've come to Mercy TV. Welcome. My name is Perry, and along with PK.
And Mike Arden, my friends, and other legislating hearings that I've been showing about the Joint Committee hearings at the Capitol, talking about marijuana, what they're going to do. They're going to talk about what they're going to do with the money, or the money that they collect off of the taxes, off of the regular. They haven't spent a dime on education and research of cannabis.
And that's on top of the how many millions of dollars they've taken from the medical.
Yeah,
It's sad, folks. You really ought to tune in and find out how your tax dollars are being wasted and how the patients and growers and others on the medical side, as well as on the recreational front, are being affected. And this is before Jeff Sessions comes to town with the new and improved Reefer Madness drug war.
So last year, we talked to our attorney, and we researched and found out that the state was violating our civil rights at the beginning because people weren't being treated equally. And that's Section 20 of our state constitution. That's the same thing as the natural 18 section.
Right.
Everybody should be treated equally.
Right. So to prevent bias or prejudice due to race, creed, color, religion, and other factors. And that's what the factor is in this case, folks. The rich can afford to be patients and be exempt from prosecution and other bad effects of the cannabis prohibition, while those who can't afford it are not afforded these protections or considerations, such as they are. Because they're not doing any research. They don't really give you anything other than protection from the law. It's like playing the mob protection money.
Yes, very true, my friend.
Especially since they're so anti to it. They refuse to do research. They refuse to help the patient community in any way, refusing to allow any networking and so forth, you know.
Taxation without representation.
Absolutely.
But they did say in this hearing that we're going to have a committee, and they're going to be one or several people from the medical on this committee. But there's going to be the whole spectrum. And hopefully I'll have enough guts and pass where other conditions will be accepted on the program, and the fees have been reduced to $1. I mean, nobody should be paying this ridiculous taxation without representation when we're on low-income care people.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, you know, what PK's talking about here, folks, in case you're not aware, Oregon has the highest cost of becoming a patient of anywhere in the nation and, in fact, the world. And it's exorbitant and prohibitive, and it's unreasonable and unwarranted. There's no good reason for it. It's purely meant to drive people from the program. And
I heard this on the NPR News.
Right, that the fee is the highest. And the rules and regulations are the most restrictive and costly, again, raising the cost of being a patient beyond what the folks of limited means, which can constitute the majority of those that need to go out and get a doctor's signature and get this protection. Because quite frankly, folks, certain classes of folks don't need the protection. They can consume cannabis openly without fear of being harassed by law enforcement and so forth.
Well,
you know,
they are just lucky.
well, no,
And
they're
rich.
rich and connected. Yeah, cops still have the best dope. That's not right, folks. It's not a myth. That's a truth. You know, it's because they get the best from the people that they take. Hell, I was there, witnessed a cop bringing pot he had taken from the poor kids from the poor side of town to this judge's son at a party. You know, that happened in Illinois, sure, but I'm sure it's representative of how this war corrupts, and because of its power trip, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, you know, we should end this prohibition because it's absolutely no better, in fact worse, than the alcohol prohibition we supposedly should have learned our lessons from. You know?
Well, at least we have the Cannabis Connection, and you can find these at your local stores. And they have interesting and educational articles in it, from national to local to worldwide, and even recipes. You can get this delivered at your house if you can't find it on your computer.
Well, visit our website, mercycenters.org. Space on down to our news section, and we have a link to the OCC newspaper site, occnewspaper.com. And there you'll find a map with locations where to pick up your copy. And it's very important that we talk about the OCC because it's not just a news source, it's a news resource. Folks can put their advertisement there or their story concerning their cooperative and their action item like we have happening here in Salem and across the state, indeed throughout the Northwest here, you know.
And another thing we should mention to the people from Parents from Pot.
Mm-hmm.
They help out family that use cannabis in their medical use.
Right. This is a community organization. It's a group of people from different backgrounds, mostly those who have family members and are concerned about the whole stigma that goes with it due to the reefer madness, again, that's happening. A pushback, that's part of this pushback that we've seen here in Oregon and indeed across the globe. We saw a whole bunch of bad laws passed. They raised the fees on the patients. They raised the fees on
The growers.
grow sites, all kinds of nonsensical stuff. They put all kinds of rules and regulations. They, silly, stupid things like making them weigh the plants. The whole plant has to be weighed all the time to see how much it has on it. And, you can't imagine for disabled folks trying to wrestle their, especially then without breaking it and ruining it. It's just a stupid thing. And why? Because of the law enforcement reefer madness lie that all the marijuana grown in Oregon was being shipped to the East Coast, to Florida, and being given to school children and stuff.
Well, I heard because the growers were afraid they couldn't pass the testing on the plants that they
That was another factor.
Oh, well, we'll just take it over to bumfuck
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Joe.
Well, yeah, we'll just take the black market, but they don't ask questions then,
Yeah.
And again, the testing wasn't based on trying to make a standard like they would apply to any other commodity or commercial product. It was something that says, oh, it's marijuana, it's evil and dangerous, we have to go over the top and test for every possible thing that could possibly happen.
And then they take out, we're not going to test for mold.
You know.
And that's the most important thing for
Right.
a patient
Yeah.
if he's going. And we want to say hello to the people in the hospitals. And we want to say hello to the people that are watching us. And we know Teresa. Hi there,
Hey.
girl. We'll keep company with you.
Connie, other folks in facility care, hospitals, daycare, not daycare, care facilities, daycare workers. We should say those who formerly worked, because I think that was one of the bad laws they passed about you couldn't be a daycare worker and a medical cannabis patient.
Yes.
You know, more reefer madness, flat earth mentality. Burn the witches, burn them. So I guess the you know, if your folks are watching, you're agreeing with us, you're saying, that's BS, you know, what can we do? It's register, vote, and get everybody you know to do so also. You want to
and make an appointment with your representative.
Connie's on the line.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Hey there.
Hey, I just want to say hi. Now, how's Sonny? Haven't seen him in a long time.
Hey
Hey.
there.
He's feeling okay. He's getting better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know, just want to, you know, like we said before, put out there about Parents for Pot, which is helping out Sonny and family, like they do with other families who are involved with the medical cannabis movement one way or another.
You know what? You may not understand.
Back
or
off
agree
your
with me,
microphone. Back off your phone a little bit.
But I got my daughter high for the first time.
Excellent.
That's nice.
So I knew she wouldn't do other drugs because I knew if she knew what I liked, she wouldn't wonder. So I took the wondering out of it.
All right. Well, and she had a pot.
What's the bagel?
Oh, okay. Buttered then, as it were.
Oh, am I squeaking too much?
There you go.
Yo.
Okay. So how did you apply it? You had the oil that you usually use?
Or you use the flour.
Hello?
I'm talking about when I first let my smoke pot with my daughter.
Uh-huh. Oh, smoke. Okay.
I'm
So
glad I did that because now she doesn't do any other drugs. She only does marijuana sometimes.
okay.
That's
Right.
very nice.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Another parent for pot, especially
Yeah.
safer than alcohol. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I just wanted to thank you guys.
Okay. Well, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for
We'll
calling
talk
in.
to you soon, Connie.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
You're welcome.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
bye now. Well, there's one of our fans, and we very much appreciate her calling in and letting us know her story. If you have a cannabis story, good, bad, ugly, or beautiful, give us a call. What's our number?
503-588
Right?
6444. And that's now, my friends.
Give us a call.
We'll answer your questions. It's time to get your garden tilled up and getting you ready for the summer grow season.
Oh, we'll see. So what do folks need to do?
Well, what I've done is added some compost. I've tried to turn it over. I planted a few plants in it, and then they're doing well, as you can see on my garden.
So you already planted then?
Yes.
All right. So as he's saying, stay tuned here to Channel 23 or catch us up on YouTube there for Pete's My Garden. And you can see a garden in action, as it were,
Yep.
being grown in the dirt.
Yes.
Dirt farming at its best, folks.
And this is the longest running show on this channel.
There you go.
So, and
More good stuff by Mercy TV. visit our website, mercycenters.org, click on the Mercy TV link, and from there you can send us a message or leave a comment. If you have some video you think we should out in our show here. For example, we go down to Eugene when we can and pick up some of the Cannabis TV episodes.
Yeah. Well, they send them up on their email now.
Mm-hmm. If you have a good, worthy story, we'll see if we can get our cameras out there to capture it, to share with folks. So give us a contact. Visit our site, mercycenters.org.
Thanks for Dan or Dank or the Bagman when we first started. This is how we got hooked up with CCTV and started our own programs here in Salem with My Garden and with legislative hearings and our own Mercy TV.
Yep. Dan, Dank, the Bagman, Kuzer, longtime cannabis law reform activist down in Eugene, has been instrumental in helping a number of folks to not just fish for cannabis law reformers, but teach to fish, and as a pioneer in utilizing media to try and get that message out.
It's a shame that he's not going to have a hemp fest this year.
Well, we're going to do something in some form, just like the Million Marijuana Marches or global marches.
Yeah, we had 4 this year.
Right. You know, the folks did everything that they could somewhere, and they're going to be doing something again next year because I'm sure Cannabis Prohibition is still going to be around. We're hopefully going to make a big dent in it in 2018 with the elections, both at state and federal level, change the makeup of that Congress for sure.
So please registered, make sure your neighbors are registered, go over the voter pamphlet with your neighbor and other people of your family, because it's important that we shouldn't be railroaded to paying this taxation without representation, where we're violating Section 20 of our state constitutional rights. Please help us.
You know, absolutely, folks. It's a situation of do or die for way too many people. And, you know, whatever your issue is, whether it's the, you know, financial situation or civil rights or, you know, the allocation of resources, particularly to witch hunts like Cannabis Prohibition, the solution is to make sure that we register, vote, and get everybody we know to do so also. And then everybody we don't know. And that means getting the word out. You know, it's been pathetic that even in the last election cycle there, the percentage of voters was atrocious. I think we barely made it over 50% even in here in Oregon. I think we were down around the 40s or something like that. And nationwide was even more atrocious. And worse, here recently, some follow-up elections that have happened across the nation in small districts have had some extremely poor voter turnout, which was very disappointing given the number of folks who come out for different rallies and issues prior to that. So let me tell you, this is one thing we can't have, people not showing up and letting the enemy, the opposition, win by default. I've talked with a lot of people here, and I've heard a lot of folks concerned about the patients. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody knows somebody who knows somebody. There's a big network of folks who are more than familiar with the medical cannabis issue, with it, how it works, how it's medicine, it's safe, effective medicine, and they should have access to it.
It's ancient. It's only a plant we should have it legalized where no, it doesn't. We don't have to do all
Right,
these
you know,
regulation and taxation.
You know, nobody's asking to be given it to it free. Nobody's saying it has to be subsidized by the government. Nobody has to pay their taxes for it. What we're saying is end the war. There's a tremendous billions of dollars wasted on hunting down and caging, capturing and prosecuting and caging people who are no harm to society. They're in fact contributing citizens. And so it's important that we stop the war here across America and around the globe. And to do so, we need to, you know, as PK was saying, register, vote, get everybody a note to do so, but contact your representative. Go visit them, you know.
Yeah. Eye contact. I mean, you get a feeling, but you get a feeling.
And even if the representative isn't there, you can speak to their assistant, their administrative assistant.
They would. The two had their assistants be together, and we talked. And they just listened to what they say. They got a big old file with all the testimony.
Good, excellent.
Well, did you read them?
Good, yeah. Press it, make sure it happens. But and also spread the word too. You know, we had an opportunity here with the 420 event and the global marijuana marches for people to get out on the street, wave some signs, let people know that way. But also letters to the editor, calling into radio shows, and all
and
those.
Even this show,
right?
You could call in.
Absolutely. And news websites, particularly ones that have a comment section, you know, are good ways to educate people about what they can do about the whole ugly mess. And beautiful solution. That's waiting, you know.
Yeah, a nonviolent solution.
Absolutely. Talk about nonviolent. I mean, already here in Oregon, cannabis is one of the qualifying conditions for medical cannabis here in Oregon is agitation due to Alzheimer's. And it's almost common knowledge how cannabis can help with folks of all ages suffering from similar ailments.
And even with the veterans from,
you know,
the different things that they have to struggle through.
Right, and it took an act of Congress, state Congress here in Oregon, to get PTSD added, and it shouldn't be that way. But that's.
Well, that's why they're having this committee, and maybe the committee will have the balls to act on the have the act happen, not talked about.
You know, because of prohibition that this nonsense is going on, and it's not, as PK was saying, where we're able to commerce in it. We're able to buy, sell, trade in it without the heavy boot of the hypocritical government, you know, forcing opioids on us, you know, and in fact having the gall to say that marijuana is the problem, the reason for it, you know, that when it's the solution, that people are dropping their opioid use in every case, you know.
Wait a second here. The medical dispensary, it took us a couple years to get that safe access for the patient. And then 91 came across, and they said we weren't going to touch the medical. Oh, okay. We can help you out. We don't have nothing set up in that, so we can help out the recreational. The recreational people can come over, and during this time it would be a tax-free period, but after a year, we'll start have to tax the regular folks for that. No, that's like a whiskey tax.
Right,
But the medical papers weren't being
We're not going to touch the program, right? We're not going to tax them
them
any more than we already are, because they were already paying a tax with their fees and this and that, you know.
Don't think about the 3 or 4 times that we took out of the bank account of the medical and paid the other people in the health department, which we were all part. So no, we're sisters, so
Right,
we
well,
could share.
Yeah, Portland's had clean water for 10 years thanks to the medical marijuana program. So you're welcome, Portland.
Yeah. So I'm nobody, but if we fight all together, we're a giant.
You know, back in the day when we got the measure that became OMA passed, at the same time we put down a referendum, and then later on was elemental in the election of the Attorney General here in Oregon, when a rabid, vocal, out front prohibitionist, ran up against Rosenblum, who wasn't afraid to be seen with the cannabis activist and community in public, and there was a thumping defeat of that on that basis. And I think we need to get back to that, yeah.
So I was at this last committee meeting. This co-chairman of the meeting, Brolock, it's a woman. She was trying to get the 12 plants that a family would have. The father and mother have a card, so that's 12 plants, plus the 4 plants for the house. She wanted to cut down the mother doesn't get this.
Right. And what was her basis?
Too much.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Oh no, too much. You can't have, just like when they quibbled over the number of patients. There's too much. There can't be that many cured. What? There's a limit on the number of people that can be cured by something? No, that's wrong. But that's cannabis prohibition for you. So just another reason why we need to get together and put it down.
Watch this thing.
Right. So again, tune in later here to Channel 23. Thanks for all the folks here at CCTV for making it happen. Thanks for PK.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thanks for folks that tuned in and called in.
Connie.
And to all our supporters. Be sure to come back here next time for us and bring someone with you. Spread the word, as we said. Register, vote, get everybody you know to do so. And we'll see you here next time on Mercy TV.
Be in our studio audience, my friends.
That's right. Come on down Fridays, 7
People
p.m.
in the hospital get better. Use cannabis. You don't have to smoke it.
Get with the program. Spread the word.
The Cannabis Connection at your local outlet.
MercyCenters.org. Visit it. You'll be glad you did. Bye now.
Thank you. We love you. You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.